I'm hoping this is not a mystery. Everybody know this? Okay, good, excellent. So, where does jaundice get processed in the body? Does anybody know what organ, what bit of the body processes jaundice? No? Oh, we're on a roll. Okay, so your liver is kind of here, and it's sort of that shape. So I'm going to draw it like this. Okay? Okay? And your liver's job is to get rid of jaundice. Where does it go from the liver? Where should it go? Yes, sir? No? Anybody know? Where does the jaundice go from the liver? It goes into the poo, doesn't it? It goes into the bowel. So it goes, you've got your little gallbladder there, and it goes into the bowel. And then it comes out in poo. So if your poo has a darkish colour, it's because of bile pigment, of bile bilirubin. Okay? Now, where does that bilirubin come from to go to the liver? From the red cells. Good man, thank you, sir. And the red cells are this funny little biconchave shape. So, we have red cells floating around in our body. What is the job of the red cell? It carries oxygen to the tissues. It's really important. It's got a really hard job. So every red cell only lives for about 4 months, and then it's exhausted, and it breaks up, and the pigment, the bilirubin, goes to the liver, and the liver gets rid of it into the gut and into the poo. And somebody said kidneys as well. Some of that is reprocessed and comes out the kidneys, you're right. But the easiest way of thinking about it is like this. So can you see we are all producing jaundice all the time and getting rid of it all the time? So can you see it's like a bank balance? If you're making more jaundice, or you can't get rid of it, the jaundice level will go up. Yeah? We have to be able to get rid of it, or if we're making too much of it, we might get jaundice. Does everybody understand that? Excellent, we're in business. So, we know if you did a graph, and you did a graph for the first 3 weeks of a baby's life, and we plotted how much jaundice, okay, all babies start off with a little bit of jaundice in their blood, because we've all got a little bit of jaundice in our blood, and the baby has the same jaundice level as its mother. Okay? So we all start with a little bit of jaundice in our blood, and in all babies, it goes up a little bit, and then it settles down. All babies will have a little bit of jaundice in their blood for the first few days. But it's not a problem. It's normal because the babies are getting used to having to use their livers, getting used to having to feed and go for a poo. So it is normal to have a little bit of jaundice, and then it settles down, and that's it. So that's what a normal baby does. Some babies will have a jaundice problem, and that's important for 2 reasons. It's important for reason 1, we have to think, well, why is that happening? What is the cause? There's too much jaundice. Why is it? What's the cause? And the second reason is it can cause brain damage. Okay? So very high levels of jaundice can get into the brain and cause brain damage. And that's a terrible thing. I've only seen it once. I saw a baby who is probably now 16 years old, I suppose. And I looked after him when he was a newborn baby. He had very severe jaundice, and he's deaf because it poisoned the bits of his brain that help for hearing. So he's deaf just because he got very severely jaundiced. Okay? So does everybody understand that a little bit of jaundice is okay and is normal? But if it's abnormal, if it's very high, we worry about it for two reasons. We think about the cause, and we think about, is there something we have to do to stop the baby from getting brain damage?